This program proudly brought to you by the Also Foundation, developing the lesbian and gay community for over 15 years.
Hi, this is Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jason.
Welcome to Queer Zone. What did you get up to lately, Jason?
I went to the fabulous opening of the Melbourne Queer Film Festival.
What'd you see?
It's In the Water, a fabulous film.
A fabulous film.
Fantastic, yes, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? Wow, that's fantastic. What was it about?
A bit of everything, to do with AIDS, lesbians.
Oh. Is it a drama, or is it a comedy, or is it a something? Is it a drama comedy, or?
Once again, a bit of everything. A bit of a laugh, a bit of a cry, a happy ending. You like a happy ending?
I love happy endings. I don't like crying endings.
Lots of holding in hands and kissing at the end.
Oh. Okay.
The girl gets the girl, the boy gets the boy.
That is. Okay, on with this week's show. We're going to see Stick with Wick, the rally for, obviously, Wick.
And we're also going to see International Women's Day.
Yay, go women! It's about the liberation of women and their struggle and triumphs.
Women's rights and...
Yep. Okay. See you then.
Hello there, Nick Holloway reporting for Queer Zone. Tonight, an interview with Adam Richard. Pan up, there he is, Adam Richard. Really nice guy, gay stand-up comic, storming Melbourne's clubs. Really sweet guy. Oh, you really enjoy the interview. So what I'm going to do is ask the questions to Adam in my lap, my television lap. And I know some of you are saying, this is just some cheap, naked televisual stunt because I am naked. Yes, I am. You're thinking he'll do anything to get his bare ass on the television. And yeah, that's kind of true. But, geez, it's hot. There's a candle here and a fire. But it'll be interesting, and Adam's a really lovely guy. He's very funny, so it'll be a good interview. So sit back and enjoy my skin and Adam's wit. You put the two together, you just can't go wrong.
Hello there, this is Adam Richard, and I'm at the ghost town that is Moomba. It's all happening, as you can see. The rides are not going, but I am. I'm going this way. I'm making the camera follow me. Don't I have a nice bum? When I was little, remember, it was like the best thing to do. It was like grass fun. And look at these poor children over here. They have nothing. The rides aren't working. There aren't any hot dogs for sale. It's a sad indictment of what Melbourne's become under Jeff Kennett. This ride's actually really grass fun. They have one of these at the show, and you feel like you're going to scrape your head on the ground. Which is kind of how I feel every time I go to the Peel. Moomba, come to us. Woohoo! Isn't the spirit of Moomba just getting blind at the age of 15 and throwing up on somebody? I'm not really in the mood for that right now. It's not night time and I'm not at the Peel.
Now, after Adam took us around Ghost Moomba, we went and we sat down, you know the pirate ship? The big scary ride at Moomba, the one that goes up and down? Well, we went and sat on the steps at the pirate ship and I took a shot of Adam's knee and his leg. It wasn't very interesting, and then I thought, there he is, it's Adam Richard. Adam Richard's noggin. Hello, Adam. Now, some people will know Adam from Software, the gay performance season at the Universal over midsummer. And I saw you do that, Adam, and I saw Adam do Poofters in Space. It's very funny. And you talked about when you were a kid, what you wanted to be when you were going to grow up, and I was wondering, what do you want to be now that you are a grown up, now that you're an adult?
I'm enjoying doing stand-up comedy at the moment because it's a really interesting kind of art form because you can say pretty much anything you like. It's like having an uninterrupted conversation more than anything else. But yeah, just using the medium of laughter to get people thinking, to get people's minds working. I want to be the world's most famous poofter.
Is the comedy scene bitchy? Is ego a dirty word, or is that just part and parcel of the comedy circuit?
I've probably got the biggest ego out of anyone I know. I don't know. It's fairly supportive. Most people are really helpful, really friendly. You know, you run across the occasional Elvis, but.
Elvis, what does that mean?
Oh, you know, Elvis has left the building. Come on, Priscilla, we got to go. You know, just people who are full of themselves and, you know, being the biggest name in the room. But that's a very rare thing. Most comedians actually, you know, we're all fairly insecure. It's bred out of a need to be accepted, a need to have people validate you in ways that they haven't before. Like a lot of comedians were dorks at high school and no one really liked them, and they were the insecure, weird person.
Is this why you do it? Why do you do it?
Why do I do it? I do it out of anger mostly. I've got a couple of friends who are comedians and spend a lot of time hanging around with them, seeing stand-up comedy and seeing the really kind of homophobic material that's out there, and just basically wanting to redress the balance a bit. But not by going out and saying, I hate so-and-so because he's... Ooh, the motor's going.
Now, at this point in the interview, it got very noisy. The men, they came and they started up the pirate ship, which obviously I got completely freaked out and shot the top of Adam's head, which was a bit shiny, wasn't it? And, so I'll show you the man. So we just couldn't continue the interview. Pan across. I'll show you the man that turned the machine on. He's kind of, well, I'll show you him. Pan across. Haven't got time to waste. Pan across. I'll show you the man. Here he is. He's got a rag. He has a friend. I'll show you his friend. Where's your friend? Show us your friend. Oh, there he is. There's his friend. Plump, plump, plump. And then we come across. So it was too noisy to continue doing the interview at the pirate ship, so we went down to the Yarra, and there's Adam lying out like Queen Sheba. Adam, where have you gone? Oh, we cleaned it up for you because we didn't want anything to distract from the interview, because this is, no, can't have anything to distract. And so, here he is now. Show you something. Come here, I'll show you something. Come down. Look, look. Adam's bum. Adam's bum. Look, he wiggles it. I'll turn around. Show us your bum. Show us your bum. There's his bottom. Oh, we're looking at your bottom. Oh, he's touching himself now. Oh, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, 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 what was that? Oh, full crotch shot. Full crotch shot. It's pornography. It's nice. Okay. And then we got on with the interview.
Are gay people obsessed with their gayness? I mean, you're a gay stand-up, you talk about being gay, you've talked about some of the things at your heart, or your main things you want to talk about is about homosexuality. What do you say to people that say, oh look, get over it, you know, you're gay, we're straight, we don't talk about being straight all the time? What do you say to those people? I'm not obsessed with the whole gay thing. But, I mean, people do talk about being straight all the time. You know, just a simple thing is talking about your boyfriend or your girlfriend, if you're in a heterosexual relationship, is talking about being straight, you know. When you're watching the television, if you say, oh, that guy's a spunk, then that's talking about being straight as much as it's talking about being gay. It's, I don't want to be known for, you know, chest beating and standing on soapboxes or anything. That's not exactly what I want to do. I'm more... I don't know, I prefer leading by example. Just getting up and talking about whatever, it just happens to be that I'm a homosexual, you know. Like, I do another show on Channel 31 and I think I've only, you know, said stuff about being gay once or twice, you know, in a segment. I read an EG review which described you as Easter egg shaped. And I just wonder, I mean, we look in the gay media so often and see images of gay people, and it's this fabulous, muscle-bound, hairless figure. I mean, good on you for doing it, but how do you feel being out there openly as a sort of gay, if you like, a gay figure or a gay role model, and being Easter egg shaped?
Oh, it's harder to come out of the closet as a fat person. I still haven't come to terms with that. No, I went to get those, you know, those square pecs that all the boys have at Three Faces, but I got mine from the $2 shop, and they're kind of round and squidgy. So yeah, I'm not... I don't know. That's one thing I'm really concerned about is the whole body image thing, and that's why I can't stand Dannii Minogue. You know, fine she can sing and fine she can jump around like a nana, but that whole thing of like having herself reconstructed to be that little bit more perfect, it just puts so much more pressure on kids. You know, kids are dieting. Like 10-year-old kids are eating sticks of celery and low-fat cheese because they're scared they're going to balloon up one day. You know, I'm more than happy to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't care.
Are you a scene bunny?
A scene bunny?
Yeah, what?
Is it like a snow bunny?
Are you out on the scene? What do you think of the scene, the gay scene?
It depends what you mean by scene. If you mean like dance clubs and nightclubs,
Yeah.
you know, I turn up occasionally at places like that, and usually when I'm 8 sheets to the wind. Like, you know, I have a saying, you don't go to the Peel unless you're too blind not to go there. Yeah, it's, you know, it's fun going out, but I find the whole sort of, the queer aesthetic, for want of a better word, really bizarre. Like the door Nazis at the Peel or something. Like, you can't come in because you've got too many Asian people or girls with you or things like that. It's, yeah, I don't know, I find that really frustrating. And I don't spend a lot of time on Commercial Road because I don't think I'm dressed well enough. I don't wash my clothes often enough or buy them frequently enough, frankly. I'm doing a show called Adam Richard Tragedy, which is at the Melbourne Town Hall from the 2nd to the 26th of April, 9:30 p.m. in the backstage room. And I'm also doing a show on Mondays at the Builders Arms Hotel throughout April and maybe beyond, you never know, with a lovely lady called Kim Hope, and that's called Shame. And that's on every Monday, Builders Arms, about 9:30. Just rock up.
Okay, finally, as a final thing, if you've got a message for the dance floors of Melbourne, what would you say to them?
Don't hang upside down on those poles at the Peel. It really aches for about a week. And get out of my way when I'm dancing. I'm a fat person. I need room.
Adam Richard, thank you very much.
Thanks. I've got a fly on me.
Hi and welcome back. Since the white settlement of Australia in 1788, Australia's Aboriginal people have had an unfair go. WIC legislation aims to cement this for future generations.
This week we're going to have a look at Stick with WIC, the rally that is on to protest this WIC legislation.
And that's in Fitzroy Gardens, as I believe. So let's go and have a look at it now.
It's only $1 if you want a copy of it. It's
There's Lee.
The Martin Church, the Ethnic Communities Council of Victoria. Engineers, feminist lawyers, liberties, radical women, Victoria Local Governance Association representing most of the metropolitan councils, Friends of the Early Dead for some reason, the Jabiluka Action Group, the National Union of Students, the Greek Orthodox Community of Victoria, the Catholic Commission for Justice, Development and Peace, and also supported by defenders of native title, Mirrabah Nation, and the Aboriginal Corporation.
Great.
Good evening, viewer, and welcome to this week's exciting episode of Open Page on Bent TV. I'm Linzi.
And I'm Rohan, and how are we all this week?
I think they're doing fabulous, Rohan, if they've stuck with us for the last 3 episodes.
I know. This week, viewer, we're coming live from Southgate, and isn't it wonderful down here this week?
It is gorgeous down here. It is fabulous. It's almost like being in Paris, but not quite.
Not quite. And what are you looking at this week, Lindsay?
Well, this week, Rohan, I'm looking at a little book called The Gay Quote Book. Now, I hate the cover of this book. I've never been into lime green, as you know.
Oh, it's quite 70s, isn't it?
It is 70s, but don't let the cover put you off. It is full of fabulous little quotes, some quirky, funny, write any good novels lately quotes. There's L'amour, which is obviously love, love, love. I'll just quote one here. Love will laugh at heaven as it laughs at hell. So when you're feeling down, that's the section you go to. But apart from that, it's a great little read. Keep it on your coffee table. Over to you, Rohan.
Well, my first book this week is actually Bryce McDougall's My Child is Gay. It's a look at parents telling their stories of when their child came out. It's an excellent read, sort of highlighting how the parents felt. There's some really sad stories, and there's also some celebratory stories as well. And it's a must read. It's Bryce McDougall's first book, and yes, read it. It's a must.
I think it's one of those books too, Rohan, that if you are coming out or if you have workmates that aren't quite aware of what happens or anything like that, a little bit of understanding, it really is one to leave on the desk or mum and dad's kitchen table, because it really is a good read. It actually brought a tear to my eye, and that's saying something. But anyway, I've got some more cookbooks to review. Now, these are just the quirkiest little things that you'll ever see. There's 6 in the series, and they're by a guy called Ziggy Zen. Now, if you believe that, the first one is the 10 Unexpected Greeks Just Arrived for Dinner cookbook. What have you got there, Rohan?
Well, I've got How to Become a Dinner Party Legend and Avoid the Crippling Psychological Damage.
Oh, God, we've all lived through that. How to drink wine out of fish heads while cooking lobster in a Volkswagen hubcap. Now, a lot of gays out there would realise that, because we don't have pots, pans or any other accoutrement, really, do we?
No, that's right, because we all tend to eat out a lot. Well, the next one I've got is the I Asked Trang Du and His Family to Dinner and I Never Cooked an Asian Meal in My Life cookbook. Well, that's really one for our housekeeper, isn't it?
It is, our housekeeper, Mylene. Now, we should actually pass that over, because for an Asian cook, she is bloody disgusting, so we're leaving that one out for her. The one that I have here, the Mafia just moved in next door and they're dropping by for dinner cookbook, and a cookbook for a man who probably only owns one saucepan, which is what happens in our household, Rohan, I believe.
That's right, yes. I've only got one saucepan, and since we don't eat in a lot as well.
I know, it's sad. We don't even have an electric fry pan, so if anyone out there would like to make us a donation, it'd be heaven. Rohan.
Okay, my next book is actually Tim Miller's Shirt and Skin. It's an excellent read. It's a memoir from Tim. It sort of highlights his growing up and going through the 70s, 80s and to 90s, sort of talking about the AIDS crisis and how he felt, the first time he found his pubic hair, and the first time they went shopping for a dog. Yes, Lindsay, pubic hair, we've all got it. It's a great book, and it's a really riveting read. There's some really heartfelt moments in this one as well, so get out and enjoy.
Rohan, I don't know if I'd like to read about anyone's discovery of their pubic hair, but anyway, it sounds very interesting. Now, we have a competition for our viewer tonight.
We do this week. It's an excellent one. It's going back to our last episode of Open Page, where we actually previewed Jackie Collins' new novel,
which was called Thrill, and it's the first Jackie Collins I've ever read, and I'm going back to D.H. Lawrence. But anyway, we would love to give one of our viewer or viewers out there the fabulous copy that we have, which is a numbered, it's 300 out of 448 or something like that. And what we would like you to do is write into us to the Bent TV office at 32 Lonsdale Street, and if you can answer this question, what is the name of our Vietnamese housekeeper, you will win a copy of Jackie Collins' numbered copy of Thrill. So what do you think of that, Rohan?
I think it's excellent. So if you're listening into what we were saying earlier, you will know the answer.
Doing all right?
Hi, I'm JJ and I'm sitting outside Trades Hall in the beautiful sun here today. It's International Women's Day and people are honking because they know that women are marching the streets. It's Women Unite for Justice and Native Title, and as the poster says, we'll be marching through the streets and then there'll be lots of performances by Ruby Hunter and lots of stalls and face painting. There's always a good energy at these sort of events and it's really great to see women marching the streets. Power. Hi, we're standing here with one of the marshals. What's your name?
Patricia.
And why are you here today?
I'm here because I'm here to protest in solidarity with women against attacks on women and women's services, and to fight for land rights and a lot of other demands that women are fighting for International Women's Day.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's taken on a new twist this year, with the work and everything?
Yeah, I mean, I think this year, I mean, I don't know if it's just new this year. It happened last year as well, where women took up issues of racism and sort of broadened out the concept of women's struggle to also racist, struggle against racism and struggle against sexual oppression and all those sorts of different oppressions, how they interlink. So yeah, I think in that way it has broadened out.
Okay, can we just do this for the camera?
What do we do? Is this a Ben TV thing?
Union of Australian Women, we used to all dress up because we had to look like ladies, and we weren't allowed to march in the middle of the street. We had to walk on the footpath. So we'd walk up and down with our placards and looking for equal pay and childcare in those days. And then eventually when the women's liberation started, they thought they had discovered it. And I thought I thought it was their Women's National Day. It doesn't matter, because it's good that it was connected.
We've still got a badge on. Oh, 1976 International Women's Day. Yeah, no word. I haven't got a 1995. Yeah, but the history, we were all in the old days. Yeah, we're all at the same time. 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago now. It's wonderful.
And you've known each other all that time as well?
We have indeed, yes.
Yes, we have. Some struggles and some fights and changes through society in that time?
Well, Eileen, we knew that back in early 60s, Eileen and I.
But in terms of the women's movement, the women's liberation movement, yeah.
So that badge goes back to 1972. 1972, when we had a women's right to choose, and unfortunately we're still starting. They're trying to take it away, and I can go back and remember when about 50 of us women had affidavits, the names of doctors, and we turned up to the police station to ask them to arrest us because we've all had abortions, and about 200 police came out and wouldn't let us go in. And that was the fight we had about having a right to choose. And of course it gets, once you achieve something, you get a bit lax, and it's rightly so. Unfortunately, they're trying to take it away again, and I hope that we're going to fight for it. But see, we are all this, and we all go back to the times when when the beginning of the women's liberation started. So it's today it was wonderful, because we didn't know many people, and all these young women are fighting again, and we feel very happy about it. We're just sitting there and talking. We feel very happy about it, yes.
What does International Women's Day mean to you?
About women getting out there, showing their strength, showing that they're independent, and that, we need to take a stance in this world and make roads for ourselves and, take over. Thank you. Not take over.
Oh, what's your dog? What's your dog's name?
Lois. Hi, Lois.
So you're just lying in the sun after the march. How do you feel?
Pretty relaxed, after a long walk.
Were you sort of joining in with all the marching and the slogans and the chanting?
Sure.
Yeah. Good energy?
Yeah, it's different. We've just moved from Newcastle, and that's a very different march. Yeah.
How's it in Newcastle?
Smaller.
Yeah.
But up the main street, which is good.
Yeah. Your dog is trying to have oral sex with the
She's a media slut.
She is. Beautiful. And you just, is she your dog?
Yeah.
Can you let your owner get on camera?
Well, that was International Women's Day, and I thought it was great to see so many men and women marching for women's rights.
Great to see you support at the rally, most definitely.
Yeah, and that cute little dog too, that was cute.
Most definitely a cute little dog.
Yeah. Next week's show?
Next week's show we have something for the girls. We have lashings of whipped cream.
Go girls. A real treat for the girls. And we also speak to Deakin University's queer officer.
That should be interesting.
I hope so. So we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
This program proudly brought to you by the Also Foundation, developing the lesbian and gay community for over 15 years.